So picture this. My dumbass is sitting home, listening to Love Live, doing whatever the hell I normally do. Then I start checking out the off vocals of songs. I come across the one for Kuuchuu Ren'ai Ron by the one and only best Aqours subunit. And as I'm listening, it's a banger, obviously. I'm thinking to myself, I've learned a good deal about producing the past few years. Nothing crazy, but I think I'm well versed in the subject. I've always wondered how the poor, unpaid Japanese interns make these insane sounding songs. You know what? Fuck it, let's do it. And that's how we got here. And I feel obligated to share how I created this, so hopefully you learned something from this, and you know that it is helpful. Now, before we go to there, let's get a few things out of the way. This took way longer than I expected. Turns out making full songs is hard as shit, especially when they're J-pop and they contain a billion layers and all that. But even still, I think I did a good job, and obviously it's not perfect, and this is the best I could do though, so I still think it came out pretty well. And if you don't like it, then you make your own remake of a Love Live song because you're going to want to kill yourself. In all seriousness though, this was a lot of fun to make. It did feel very rewarding to get all the right sounds for this song, and I hope it's entertaining for you to watch as well as I ramble through everything that I did to make this remake come out the way it did. Now before I get started, I just want to say the off vocal that I used to make this entire remake and base it off of was from this channel. They're awesome. They upload all the Love Live off vocals, which is very useful, especially since the wiki took down all the off vocals. And the acapella that I used is from this channel. No, technically it's a harmonizer, but I still think it works well enough. The channel's awesome. They upload a lot of like cool, weird mixes with the Love Live stuff. So yeah, check both of them out. Very cool channels. But if you try to contact them and they don't respond, then don't blame me because they're both Japanese. Yeah. Without further interruption, let's start. All right, so we're here in Ableton, not Logic. None of that Mia Taylor shit here. No. But just to go over some things, I made sure to split each of the parts, each of like the main like components of the track into separate categories, because when I was doing this, I would kind of just add like whatever I thought I heard and just kind of add them in tracks. I'm like, you know what? I think I should organize this. Be nice to you guys. So yeah, I organize all those. I'll go over them in order, like one by one, and then I'll show you guys the final instrumental, and then the final instrumental with, you know, the added off vocal or the added acapella. I'm stupid. But yeah. So without any further ado, let's get started. So first we have the main synth. I'm sure you guys all know what synth I'm talking about. The one in the beginning that goes. No, but for real, this synth, I'm sure you know, it's the main component of the song. It actually shows up a lot more than you think it would, and this is what I got to sound like. Now, I spent easily the most time from anything in this project on this synth, on making sure like I got the sound as close as I could. I really couldn't get it as close as I wanted it to, but I still think it came out pretty well. I'll go over this. I use Serum to create most of these synths. So this, yeah, just a basic CJW, saw rounded to square, a little bit of detune on both of them, and then also another sine sub with an octave lower, a little bit of noise. And then this filter, let me show this. So you can see I kind of adjusted it so that, the LFO, it would kind of like, so the cutoff, the filter would move like along with that. And then this envelope I also have attached to here so that it would kind of dip down during this. And I also have that attached to this filter. Yeah. Made sure to add some unison on the saw wave, and for this I also added just some compression, delay, reverb, and a little bit more EQ along with the two filters. Now normally I'd add like compression, delay, EQ, reverb, all that in the external program, but I wanted to make it simpler for you guys. But because of that, don't look in the top right. My poor CPU, my poor CPU. Even right now, it's wheezing as I'm recording this. I'm so sorry to my poor computer, but I think this came out like all right for what I was going for. And the second part, the part that goes, I kind of did a little bit different, a little bit of a different design. I made it a little like the different one saw rounded, and I changed a little bit of the effects. Just nothing like too crazy. Just made sure that this LA, I don't use this LFO in here. That's the main thing, and also the filter looks a little bit different. But yeah, it's just to make it like a little bit separated. Yeah, I also panned that a little bit towards the left. I'll go over the automation a little bit, and this. So I'll go over this because it's in the same section. This is a part that kind of it kind of plays like during the post chorus and like the verses. It's like kind of this weird like sine thing. This is the best I could do. It's kind of the same. I kind of use like the same what is it? Not the same. I'm stupid. Different like kind of sine wave thing for this. Debussy, and analog sine. Pretty normal envelope, like a little bouncy. This LFO I used on here so that would kind of go where, it would kind of like jump back and forth, and just a little bit of compression on there. Now for the automation, this specifically, I had to automate the EQ. I told you I didn't put EQ on the external, but I did for this actually, because it would kind of get muddy in the mix, and I could tell in the original off vocal that it was like that, like they kind of definitely mess with the EQ like in the verses. So like this is what it sounds like at the beginning. And then I kind of adjusted some of the frequencies. This is what it sounds like. This is what it sounds like in the during the verses. And then this is during the chorus. I actually had to make it like really airy because it was really getting muddy. But besides that, the panning. Yeah, I kind of made that fade. I kind of made that go left to right, like kind of circle around the mix. Oopsie, I kind of made that circle around the mix, and then this. Okay, and this one I don't know why this is automated. I don't know why this is automated. Whatever. Same with this one, or no, this one. Yeah, I kind of because I wanted to bring this one I wanted to bring back to the center during each like kind of like 16th note like segment. Yeah, so like yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. Let me play it with the acapella. Yeah, so that kind of goes on for the whole song. This only thing is and the bridge is kind of weird, but yeah. Yeah, it's a little bit odd in the bridge, but yeah, I'll go over that later. So yeah, that's like the main synth. I think I did a decent job kind of designing it. Also, this is the end note. I didn't put too much time into this. It's kind of like a main synth and a little bit of like a crash. That's it. But yeah, I think I did a decent job with the main synth. And yeah, and also I made sure to compress it a little bit, just like in all the parts together, just to make them mesh together a little bit better. But yeah, that's the main synth. All right, so now we got the drums. This was probably the most like comprehensive part of the project. J-pop, they love to like use a ton of different effects and sounds in their drums, even if they bury them so deep in the mix. But this is the basic like drum rack that I used. A lot of stuff, just the kicks, claps, some hi-hats, I think a shaker, stick a glue compressor and a drum bus on all my drums just to make them sound more compact. This is what it sounds like at the beginning. Yeah, so it's a little bit like complex in the beginning, but this one that starts here around the first pre-chorus, as you can tell, that one's used a lot in the whole project. And this part is the second verse just kind of uses like a fuller drum rack. I'll go over the bridge in a second, but yeah, so that's it for just the basic drums. And this is another snare, but I'll get into that later. As for the effects, this is a noise riser that I used, or noise fall, I guess I should say. This is just serum. This is just put an LFO on that just to make it go down, as you can see. Use bright white. And this other one that I used, is a riser that I basically did the exact opposite thing. Just put a filter on it, use some noise, and use an LFO to make it go up. Didn't put any effects on either of these, if I remember correctly. I put a little EQ on the fall, but yeah, that's just a basic noise riser. And this is one that I used. This is a beeping one that I used in the bridge. Yeah. This one I remember being a little bit difficult to get to work, because to make sure to let that go up. Yeah, just use a sine wave and an arpeggiator. Those are the three like noise risers, and obviously this one at the end that just that one I think, yeah, just went up and down. But other than the noise, these are the crashes that I used. This is the first main crash. This occurs like on every start of every segment. See, I used two different crashes. Yeah, one for the verses, and one for the the horses and the bridge. Like I said, I'll get into that later. This is a second crash that I used that kind of combined three things together, because this comes on the 4 beat before some of the things in the verses, and I felt like there's like a note in here that I couldn't pin down really. I couldn't really pin it down, but there's a kind of a tone before during the crash. If you understand, I'll show you. It comes on the 4 beat like that. And yeah, this other crash I kind of use it as. Yeah, that's what the crash kind of does. As for this is just some bubbles that during the beginning. This is bubbles. This is some chimes. I use these chimes kind of throughout the song. And this is an impact that I use in the bridge. So this bridge that I'm talking about, this thing is so weird. Basically, you kind of gotta yeah, just a bunch of crashes together, as you can see. See, forgot to put the impact on. Yeah. And there's also this cool little drum pattern in the there's this cool little drum pattern in the drum rack. But before I show you that, this is just a basic synth that I've made an operator. I know how to make it. It's just white noise, and you layer it. But yeah, because there was this repeating synth that was different from the rolling snare that transitions. So I just added that really quick. There's this cool drum pattern in here. So yeah, that's basically the drums. Yeah, just kind of like very simple, like throughout, and at the end it kind of comes back with just the hi-hats. Yeah, that's about it for the drums. Also, I apologize if I'm not talking about it, but obviously, you gotta pan in a song, gotta pan the tracks, and you can see the panning. I mean, I don't really think I have to explain this. Kind of just pan the sound effects like back and forth. You'll see in the other tracks as well that they're kind of pan back and forth. So I don't feel like I need to go over that, but just so you guys know, just so you're aware. Thank you. All right, so now we're on to the bass. The bass wasn't too difficult because in Love Live songs and most J-pop songs, honestly, in a lot of like Eastern Asian songs, the bass is always so buried. They favor treble over Western music. But yeah, the bass is still there. It still has to be. It's very important in like every song ever. So yeah, this is the bass that I used. You can barely hear it in the intro, but this is the settings. Yeah, so it's just a basic sine wave, a little bit of a low distortion wave, a little bit of detune. This LFO, I don't know what this is even mapped to, but whatever. Yeah, this is it's just applied to the just applied to the cutoff just to get a little bit of movement in there. Yeah, obviously some distortion, compression, EQ, and a little bit of filter as well. Yeah, a bit of an envelope on the gain as well for the bass. Kind of give it some movement like you see there. Yeah, and obviously I put some external EQ. I guess I'm just a liar. I did put a lot of EQ on like the external program as well, just to make it sound as best as I could. Now this is weird. I noticed in the verses there was this layer. It's very odd. I noticed it wasn't sounding quite right, so I added this layer on top. Yeah, and this wasn't too difficult to make either. Some sine, some deltoid, just a little bit of detuning, some envelope on the filter, a little bit of sub as well, a little bit of I forget. I don't even know what that's called. Triangle wave, I guess. But yeah. And some distortion, delay, compressor EQ. The huge. Yeah, so that's the basic bass, and then these are the stabs during the transition. Like from chorus to verse. So yeah, just a little bit of I layered these together because I wanted them to be like kind of doubled. So this is just a little bit of saw rounded basic McB. So envelope, you know, on the filter again, same old, same old. Put a little bit hyper dimension on this one, but also distortion, the reverb, the EQ, filter, you know, the basics. And this envelope I put on here. Yeah, and then this other one is, I believe, like, yeah, just a regular saw wave, just kind of give it a little bit more depth. And, you know, the envelope on there, always distortion, the compressor. You know, you guys get the deal. And obviously this at the ends of the song. Like I told you, I didn't really pay too much attention to that. Now this is in between the bridge. There's that little segmenting part. There's this bass part. But also there's this part. Now I know that it doesn't sound like it does in the song, but they definitely use a chopped version of their vocals, and this is the best I could do. I just used simpler and kind of EQ'd it to the point where I thought it sounded good. So like this, and like this is what it would sound like in the context of the actual song. So you kind of get where I'm at with that. But yeah, that's the bass. Nothing that complicated. Alright, so now we're on to the other synths that I used for this project. Let's start with this bell, because in all of J-pop you're gonna get this bell sound in like everything. This is what it sounds like mainly in my song. Now for this one, I had this preset already made, because they use the same sound in like every Love Live song, I swear. But yeah, just you know, a square and a saw, kind of high pitched, along with a little bit of sub, to kind of balance it out. The LFO kind of changing the shape of that as well. Actually, is this even changing the shape? I don't even know. But yeah, use a bit of hyper, distortion, delay, reverb, EQ, all that. And then I layered it on top of this other one that I made. It's kind of a bit more like, you know, rounded waves, you know, along with distortion, delay, reverb, EQ, a little bit, obviously, you know, filter in both of them. So like solo, it would sound like this. So you understand, you know, you get these two. You know, they sound different, but you put them together, you get that nice harmony, and you know, get that nice unison. So yeah, that kind of goes on for the whole song. It's a very important part of the song, that bell. This is a separate bell that shows up in the song, kind of at the beginning. It's separate from this one because this one follows the melody, as you can tell, of the main song. While this one, it's like a nice little like background counter melody. So yeah, and also there's a little bit of transition for this one too. It's kind of used as a transition, like a transition a little bit. So yeah. So those are the two bells, and about you make this. This is just a bunch of sine waves. This is also, you know, just give it a little bit of wobble, you know, some delay, reverb, and make it sound nice and airy. Now this is the like the beeping sound that you'll hear throughout like the whole hook. Yeah, and obviously, as you can tell, there's some runs in there. It'll be used in like a transition. Yeah, so that's definitely an important synth. Also, it's used a lot in this bridge. Yeah, and especially it's just kind of the same thing over and over again, but it definitely serves its importance. It's, you know, a beeping. It's very important. This is this like note that I discovered while I was doing this. It's very hard to notice, but if you listen close enough in the off vocal, you can hear it. It's this very like high pitched note that you'll hear in your right ear. It's very strange. I added some external EQ, you know, give it that high frequency. Yeah, a little bit of like digital synths, and some filter, obviously. And, you know, some compression, some more filter as well, and the LFO on the filter. So yeah, that's very hard to catch, but yeah, it's definitely there. This is just a transition. It's just a little bit of like a, you know, like a typical like square wave that you kind of get during that. You know, distortion, chorus, a little bit of chorus this time, EQ, some unison, and the LFO to kind of change the panning of it to kind of like have it go side to side. And yeah, obviously the envelope on the filter. I think you guys get, you know, my style now. And lastly, on the synths, we have this kind of like electric piano type of thing that plays at the beginning of every verse. Now, I actually use Dext for this, which is like an 80s FM synth. Now, I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea what the hell is going on here. So I just pick whatever presets sound good on here. And that's also why I use this EQ to kind of get the right sound out of it. But yeah, that's what I did for this one. This is the Guitar 11. I believe it's on it's like somewhere in here in this huge one. Wait. There it is. Okay. But yeah, now those are all the like auxiliary synths that are like used in the full track that, you know, really make the song stand out and give it that nice bouncy airy feel. Sounds so good, man. Now next we have the piano string section. This is extremely important in J-pop. You're also gonna hear this in like every J-pop song. The backing piano and the backing strings, super important. So for the piano, I just kind of did a basic Ableton piano. I had 3 different types of piano, one for the chords, one for the transition runs, and then one for the counter melodies. So as for the one for the chords, just, you know, some basic reverb, basic EQ, and a little bit of hybrid reverb. Now, one thing I did not mention is, yes, these are chords with notes that I had to figure out myself. Now, I have transcribed the chorus of this song on hooktheory.com. Please check out hooktheory.com. It is an awesome website. Please, it is so cool. And trust me. Maybe one day I will get to the other parts of the song on that website, but I can't guarantee it. But yeah. This is the piano roll for the piano, like in the backing, if you're curious. Yeah, this is during the verse. It's kind of the same notes the whole time. Yeah. Yeah. I'll go over the bridge all together, because that's kind of important. Now these are just the runs. That one was very fast. Yeah, just kind of, same piano, but no EQ, but a little bit different hybrid reverb. And this is the one I use for the counter melodies. Now, this fourth piano thing that I have in here, this is a synth wave that I use during the bridge. This is just basic, square sine. Nothing too crazy here. Envelope on the filter, and then some compression, obviously. But this is during the bridge when everything goes kind of crazy. So they kind of sound the same together. Yeah. And now during the what is it? The bridge, things get kind of crazy. And then back to normal. So yeah, that's basically it for the piano. Now for the orchestra, kind of similar notes. Just using a lot of third harmonies in there. I use a little bit of hybrid reverb on this plugin. These are the settings I used. First violin sustain, sonatina violin. Great plugin, it's free. Check it out. And these are the basic notes that I. Yeah, and it kind of goes a little bit kind of pizzicato in the bridge. Yeah, and kind of the rest of the notes that it does kind of repeats in the rest of the song. So yeah, that's the piano and the strings. Like I said, always very important to the project and all of J-pop. Now, last but not least, the guitar. Now, I hate to break you guys' hearts, but the guitar in Love Live songs is not real. It's very obviously a VST, a plugin. You can just tell if you play guitar, you can tell it's not real. Which they use some really good VSTs though, I gotta say. But yeah, I personally don't like using VST guitars, so I played the part myself. Now, disclaimer: I'm not that good at guitar. And the guitar that I have is kind of worn down. The G string is never in tune. Get it? That's my name. But it's the best I could do. This is one part, and this is the other one an octave lower. And I played the one that's an octave higher, a little bit more pan to the right. So together it would sound like this. Very simple guitar line played throughout the song, except for this part during the transition, the pre-chorus. Yeah. And for this I use guitar rig. I'm not super familiar with this, but I just put a little bit of dirt, a little bit of gain on it. This is the preset I used. I use the same, I believe he's the same one for this guitar rig as well. Yeah, just kind of a little bit of dirt, a little bit of like reverb, a little bit of reverb, a little bit of compression, and yeah, that's basically it for the guitar. It's kind of very subtle. It's very subtle in the background of the song, but it's very important for building the rhythm and all that. All right, so that is it. That's all the components of the song, besides obviously the acapella. Now I'll play a segment for you. One part is going to be just the instrumental, and the other part's going to be instrumental with the acapella laid over, so you hear what it would sound like if they used my production with their vocals. Enjoy. And before you ask, no, I'm not putting that demon police siren in there. And that's all I have. I apologize if I was rambling a bit. I try to make it in the style of those channels that teach you about DAWs. The problem is I'm neither a professional teacher or editor, so it probably wasn't that polished. Either way, I hope you learned something and that it was interesting, especially if you're interested in production and composition like me. And of course, I'm happy to join the legion of Love Live music theory enthusiasts. It feels great. I have some ideas for new videos, not necessarily just remakes, although I have an idea of what I would remake if I did do another one. So if you want to see what I do next, like the video and subscribe, pretty please. I'll see you all later and have a good one.